On this episode of Centennial Sports TV, Canada's best young ball players took center stage at Tournament 12. The Centennial Colts find themselves in tough OCAA soccer action against Seneca. And the Toronto Junior Canadians hit the ice against the Wellington Dukes. All this and more on Centennial Sports TV.
Good evening and welcome to Centennial Sports TV. I'm Ashleigh Lamontagne, joined by Trevor Lowden. So Trevor, it looks like baseball in Toronto might be over early again this year, especially with that last unsuccessful road trip the Jays just went on.
Yeah, the Bluebirds just don't seem to be buzzing right now. But I can tell you there is some buzzing going on at the Rogers Centre with Tournament 12 action going from the Blue Jay Baseball Academy, pitting our nation's top prospects against one another in front of scouts, family, and friends. Luckily, Centennial TV was there to catch it all.
Let's take a look at the semifinals to start, shall we?
You bet. BC Orange taking on Ontario Black. Ethan Scuia on the hill, one of his 8 Ks on the day right there. Top 5 now, Tanner Rempel at the hot corner with the gorgeous snag. Doubles up the runner at first. Let's check it out again. Great play by the kid. Smiles all around. The team's digging it. Bottom 6, scoreless. Trevor Lofstrom with the base knock to center. Hayden Jaco will slide in safely. The second of 2 runs for BC in the inning. Top 7. Matteo Vincelli in to close things out. After an RBI ground out cut the lead to 1, Vincelli strikes out Zach Fascia to end things, and BC Orange is off to the finals while Ontario Black is headed home. Semi-final number 2, Ontario Green, Quebec Blue. Jason Tarapaski trying to bounce back after giving up 4 runs in 4 innings on Wednesday, and that he did. 2 of his 10 strikeouts right here. Skip to the 6th. Already 1-0 Quebec, 2 runners on, and catcher Tristan Paris takes reliever Austin Shields for a big ride to left. Just inside the foul pole, 4-0 Quebec. The boys love it. Ontario trying to get something going later on, but Ian Wilson gets caught looking. Tarapaski now 1 out away from the complete game shutout. Will he do it? And he gets the ground out. A gem from Tarapaski. And Quebec Blue is off to the final to meet BC Orange. Both Ontario squads fall short of the big dance.
To Saturday night we go in Tournament 12 finals. Only 2 teams left standing. Quebec Blue against the British Columbia Orange. After 4 days of great baseball, this one's for all the marbles. Righty Clark Grisbook gets to start on the mound for BC, and he looked dominant early. He gets Abraham Toro called out on strikeouts, and then he gets Joe Martin to strike out swinging. Grisbook would bring up 8 Quebecers over 7 innings, and he would get some support in the bottom of the first. Dakota Curry would ground out to second, but that would bring across the first run of the game. BC leads 1-0. We jump to the top of the 5th now. Still 1-0 BC, bases loaded for Quebec. Luca Portalisi sky one to center field. The runner will tag up, but the throw would be late. And we have a tie ball game, folks, 1-1 all. 1 batter later, John Martin singles back up the middle. Sam Chaput scores, and that would give Quebec the 1-run lead. Skip to the bottom of the 7th. BC down to their final out. Jesse McCock-Fur would pop it up. But no worries, Quebec, your pitcher would haul it in. And Team Quebec is your 2014 Tournament 12 champion. This is Quebec's first Tournament 12 win. Quebec only lost 1 game in the entire tournament on their road to the championship.
Congratulations to Quebec Blue on their win. The Blue Jays Academy and the Jays Care Foundation put together yet another successful Tournament 12. The young prospects got to show off their stuff on the big stage to scouts, friends, and family, as well as many Jays greats such as George Bell and second baseman Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar, who spoke to reporters about the importance of showcase tournaments like this to young players, as well as the bright future of Canadian baseball. Geoff Mohtadi has more from the Rogers Centre.
I'm Geoff Mohtadi for Centennial Sports TV here at the Rogers Centre. Blue Jays Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar spoke with media today about the importance of Tournament 12. Here's what he had to say.
Devoted to the youth here in Canada and devoted to them, but this is not all about me. I think it's a group of people who have put this together. The J Care Foundation has helped us with the donation, and the Blue Jays organization. A lot of guys have helped us, and this is a group effort, and I'm real glad that we continue to grow, and hopefully we can have the same tournament for many, many years to come. hopefully we can sign some guys. Being able to go out there and play the game. We as kids, we all had dreams. I remember when I was a young boy, I had dreams to be in the big leagues one day.
Alomar spoke about what is unique about the Tournament 12 format.
This tournament, you're going to have more opportunities. You're going to have more games, and you're going to pitch more games. You're going to get a lot of at-bats. You're going to be able to catch the ball. You're going to be able to run, and that's what the scouts want. They want to see how the kids going to respond to the challenge and going to respond to the games. I think it's a dream come true for them. A lot of the kids are real excited. And it's all about just getting opportunities in life. This is a big opportunity. That's why I say to them, embrace this opportunity because it could be your only chance. And hopefully they can go out there and we can find some great players.
After the second year of the event, Alomar thinks that the future of baseball in Canada is bright.
I think it's growing. I think baseball is growing a lot. I think I see a lot of talent since the days since I've been doing the Super Camp all the way to now, the last 4 or 5 years. I see more talent. I think the kids are they real like baseball. And we just have to subscribe to support them in the game that I know how to support them. I wish I know hockey, but I don't know hockey. All I know is baseball. So hopefully this can continue to grow and just give opportunities to the kids.
Many of the players in attendance will next compete for Team Canada, Centennial Sports Television.
So if that wasn't enough T12 action for you, stay tuned for the top 5 plays of the tournament coming on later on the show.
And switching gears just a little bit, if you caught our show last week, you would have seen part 1 of our very own Edward Elyahky's attempt to run with the Colts. Did he keep his dream alive this week? Let's take a look in part 2 of that feature.
After making the first round of cuts, we took another in-depth look into Edward Elyahky's running with the Colts.
How did the practice go on Monday?
It was interesting. It was probably the first or second guy here. Before dawn, it was still dark out. It was wet. I was surprised at the mosquitoes, but it was done and it's over, and now on to a little Wednesday practice in the rain. Not really one for commitment, so if this is my last practice, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if it's not my last practice, it's also not necessarily a bad thing either, because, I like to run around, have fun.
Unfortunately for Edward, his dream sadly came to an end due to a sprained MCL. Although the dream is over, the memories will last a lifetime.
Coming up, what does the future of swimming in Canada look like? Look no further than Ramek Swimming Club on Centennial Sports TV.
This message is brought to you by the Riding the Pine podcast. We talk sports.
7, 4, and 6, which is
But even at that point, did you put Griffin back in?
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. That's probably what the
I
team
think
was
you
going to
should
be
for
like
the whole
with
year, man.
RG anyway. I think you got to see how long he's out for.
We do some rankings.
Wait. We're going to do a power ranking.
Power ranking.
And of course, we got to talk about, well,
McDonald's.
This is the same guy who about an hour ago was talking to me about how underrated the Filet-O-Fish sandwich was.
I second that.
Yes.
What?
This man,
Oh my God.
It's the
hidden
cheapest
gem.
one.
Hidden gem of fast food.
Yeah.
RTP. Listen at CentennialOnDemand.com.
Welcome back to Centennial Sports TV. So the Colts were forced to forge ahead with their season without the impressive skills of our very own Edward Elyahky. With pride on the line, Centennial traveled to Newen campus to take on arch rivals, the Seneca Sting. Things started out friendly enough before opening kickoff, with players from either side renewing acquaintances before the big derby game. To the action now, Colts with an early scoring chance. The ball is sent into the box, Seneca can't clear it, Tyler Dill ends up with the ball but can't beat the keeper. Just minutes later, Seneca gets a chance of their own off a Sting free kick. Melvin Francis gets the ball, his shot beats the keeper but not the post. After that, the rough stuff begins. Midway through the first half, Colts captain Mark Tarazzi comes in with a hard tackle. He draws the first of 7 yellow cards in the match. About 15 minutes later, Colts defender Joel Francis body checks Emmanuel Elijah. Elijah would go down to the tackle. And while Francis doesn't like it, take a look here, that would be another booking. Yellow card again. The hard hits continue late. In the first, Colts forward Shaka Guard, showing off some slick moves here before being taken down. That would be yet another yellow card, this time for Angel Angelov. And he'll let the ref know, in no uncertain terms, he does not agree with the call. To the second half we go now, and more cards. The Colts play the ball to Louis Sab, and Angelov comes in with another reckless challenge. Doesn't get a lot of Sab there, but the ref decides to book him again. That's his second yellow card, and he is done for the night. The Stinger now down to 10 men, and that right there, folks, that would be the turning point. Just 8 minutes later, last week's hero, Jimmy. Jimmy comes streaking into the box. Seneca tries to clear, but the ball ends up on the foot of Tarazzi, and he makes no mistake. Centennial's first lead of the season comes in the 73rd minute against their biggest rival. They wouldn't be content with that 1-goal lead, however, and the Colts would continue to apply pressure. Colts player gets the shot on, but the Seneca keeper, makes a nice save. Centennial would strike again, though. Final minutes of the game, ball comes to Tarazzi, who can't finish. He stays with the play, though, sends it back in front, and you can't see it, but trust me, Robbie Vidakovic, he gets the shot on. Seneca can't handle it, and all of a sudden, it's 2-0 Colts. That would be your final, folks. Peter Katsaris with the clean sheet, and Centennial picks up its first win of the season. After the game, Tarazzi spoke about where the team is at early in the year.
It's great. I've been telling the team this is the biggest game. We've been waiting 2 years. We were here. We got the same win, 2-0. So it's a repeat for us, and I believed in the team. I knew the first game was just hard for them to get used to the field, but once we got the pace, we picked up really good. Well, actually, it was the trust with the team, and team bonded better. The second game, actually, they understand the game, how we got to move the formation. It's just our style. We're just a great team. We're gonna go real far in this team. I told my teammates, I told the coaching staff, this team is going to do great. Defense great. They stepped it up second half a lot better. Talking was great from defense, from goalie to defense to midfield. Attacking was great. Wide width. Pressure was great. They slowed down. They couldn't handle it too much. Colts got it going.
On to some women's soccer action. The winless Centennial Colts taking on the undefeated Seneca Sting at Newen campus. Now, this young team is currently searching for its first win of their 2014 campaign. Here's assistant coach Ashleigh Fernie giving a pep talk to the team. We pick it up midway through the first half. Sydney Gilligan with the free kick for Seneca, stopped by Monica Morgan. Seneca dominated the possession in the first half and would take a 1-0 lead. But fast forward now to the second half. Cassandra Nicolodi, She makes a few moves and finds Mariam Almasari. Almasari back to Nicolotti. In the box, she finds a wide open Emma Gattoni, who beats Morgan 2-0 for the Sting. 7th goal of the season for Gattoni. Let's check out that fast replay. Great ball possession and passing. Well, it finally pays off, giving them a 2-0 lead. A little bit later, Pedro Burrell with the corner, which finds Nicolotti. She heads it past Morgan, who makes a big miscue. 3-0 for the Sting, and this one's getting out of hand pretty early. Let's go to the 66th minute now. Nicolotti, who else, really, finds Gattoni, who beats Morgan again. 2nd of the game, 8th of the season for the Thornhill native, and good for 2nd in the OCAA in goals. 4-0 Sting. We move moments later. Andrea Runco. She threads it to, you got it, Nicolotti, who makes the bicycle kick. And she gets stoned by Morgan. What a save there by the Colts goalie. Here we take a quick look at the men's team warming up as they would be on next. We all know what happened there. Let's move on late in the second half. Seneca pours salt in the wound as Burrell beats Morgan on the penalty. The Sting would add one more as they hammer the Colts 6-0. The win improved the Sting's record to 4-0 and have scored 21 goals on the season, while the Colts have now lost 3 in a row to start theirs. Let's take a look at the men's standings. The Colts men defeated the Durham Lords 3-2 on Saturday, and they sit at 2-0-1 with 7 points. 2nd in the OCAA East, sitting 5 points behind Algonquin. Moving on to the women's, the Colts would get their first point on Saturday, tying Durham 2-2. Things are looking a little bleak for the girls in green, as they remain a point back from Durham for the 6th in the division.
And from the pitch to the pool, Canada's swimming future is looking up, with 2 young athletes out of Ramek Swimming Club impressing their coach the old-fashioned way, with dedication and hard work. The 2 young ladies have an eye on personal best for the upcoming season, but their coaches see potential future in gold, silver, or bronze. Centennial Sports reporter Rachella Valdez has more.
For Alexandra Kosh-Fitsialos and Clara Haferka, September isn't only about back to school. As swimmers, they're also excited to go back to the Ramek swimming pool for the new season. Alexandra is only 15 years old, but has 8 years of swimming experience. Compared to Alexandra, Clara is only 12 years old and started swimming only 2 years ago. As a child, she always had the desire to swim, which ended up with her joining a swim club.
When I was really little, I would always jump into deep water and I would start drowning. And I would really fear because I always like to be in water. I would be whether it wasn't coming into it, so I did that. So my mom was scared that I would drown one day. So then she signed me up for swim lessons.
Both Alexandra and Clara have gone through provincials. They didn't hit the podium, but the experience is still impressive. Roman Rogovoy has been a swim coach since 1995, and he thinks that both young swimmers have Olympic potential.
They've been showing really good effort lately, right? And I think they're both pretty good also. So eventually we'll be going.
In this new swim season, Alexandra Kosh-Fitsialos and Clara Haferka have both set new goals. For Centennial Sports TV, I'm Rachella Valdez.
Coming up, Fit Factory Fitness comes up with a creative new way to raise money for breast cancer research. And later, OJHL action. Junior Canadians try to take down the Wellington Dukes, maybe work their way back to 500 this season.
Look, you're sitting on the couch, you're tired of being known as Uncle Brooks's nephew. Do something with your life. Make a name for yourself. You keep procrastinating over and over. I don't know, maybe I'll go to school next year. Maybe I'll start it up next semester. No, do it right now. You can go to school after work, you can go to school before work if your schedule's weird. You can do it anytime. They'll work with you to graduate. Go talk to somebody right now. It's easy. They'll help you out. They're here to help you. Look, you spend all day on the phone anyway, texting away. Why don't you make a call that'll actually mean something, that'll actually affect your future? All you gotta do is pass one simple test. It's easy. The answer's the violin, man. It's not hard. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy, all right? Pick up the phone and call Centennial College right now. It's easy. The number's on the bottom of the screen.
Welcome back again to Centennial Sports TV. People these days are getting more and more creative with ways to raise money for charity. While runs and walks are the norm, people are taking to doing things like dumping buckets of ice on their heads to raise awareness. The people over at the Pink O course are raising money for breast cancer with a unique way of their own. People from all walks of life overcome obstacles every day, and breast cancer is among the toughest. Enter the Pink O course, a joint venture between Fit Factory Fitness and Rethink Breast Cancer, a non-profit organization created to increase breast cancer awareness in people under the age of 40. The man in charge here is Tony Austin, formerly a drill sergeant with the United States Marine Corps. In its 3 years, the Pink O course has raised over $80,000 for Rethink Breast Cancer. Nikki Byrne, manager of donor developments for Rethink Breast Cancer, believes the relationship with the Pink O course was a natural fit. In all, over 100 participants came out for the event, showing their support for a worthy cause. For Centennial Sports TV, I'm Ashleigh Lamontagne.
The Toronto Junior Canadians are one of the best hockey clubs in the GTA, with stars like Cody Hodgson and Alex Pietrangelo donning the sweater at one point in their young careers. We took a look at their Junior A squad Saturday night in what turned out to be a bit of a nail-biter. Junior Canadians taking on the Wellington Dukes at home at the Buckingham Arena. Canadians 2-3 on the season so far. Let's look at Canadians captain Anthony Rapace, coming off a 30-goal, 60-point season last year. He's got 7 points in 5 games. Keep an eye out. There he adds 4 to that goal total, giving his team the early 1-0 lead. The boys just loving the camera and not afraid to flaunt it. Later in the first, Wellington looking to equalize. The puck thrown out front. Crazy scramble at the net, but the Dukes unable to get it past Nick Cotillo. Penalties, a common theme for the Canadians in this game. 8 minors in total. You'll see that later, but for now, the Canadians strike again. Matthew Ferrari to Luca Ferracci. No, I'm not quoting The Godfather. That's a clapper by Olivier Lafreniere. That's 2-0 Canadians. Wellington trying to come back, piling on the pressure. First, a nice blocker save from Cotillo. Then a 3-on-2 rush. All sorts of action here, up, down, all around. They can't tuck it in the short side, so they try the other side, and the wraparound's not going to work out either. Canadians holding on to that 2-goal lead. Late in the second now, Kennedy Dogood rips a nice pass to Rapace, and Rapace doesn't do good on that one. He wishes he could take that one back. We're looking to the third period now. 1 minute in, Dukes on the power play. Abbott Gurdakis sends it past Cotillo, finally getting the Dukes on the board. End of the third. Dukes pulled the goalie. Take a look at Faraci here. Gets up, enters the Lumberjack Challenge. This isn't OLN, folks. Last 9 seconds, Wellington pouring it on. The Canadians hold it in the corner, and it's a 2-1 final. Canadians are 3-3 on the season. Cotillo finished the night with 31 saves.
So who says you can only have a rowdy countdown on December 31st, Trevor? I think here at Sports Centennial TV, we want to give you that pleasure each and every Tuesday.
Yeah, Ash and I are pretty happy to introduce a new segment to the Centennial Sports TV. It's a countdown, T12 edition.
Roll it.
Number 5, the Ontario Green batter fouls one off into the stands. Look out, cameraman. Wait a minute. Let's zoom in here for a second. Look who that is. It's me, saving the day. I just saved my camera and my student debt from a foul ball. Yes, I put myself in the top 5.
Number 4, coming up clutch. Semi-final game, Ontario Green versus Quebec Blue. Quebec up 1-0, bottom of the 6th. That is until Tristan Perry buys some insurance with one swing of the bat. He ropes this 3-run home run around the left field foul pole. It gives his team a 4-run lead and, more importantly, a spot in the finals.
Number 3, the big bopper. Ontario Green versus Atlantic Gray. Ryan Rio is about to make the Atlantic team feel blue. The big man blasts one into right field deep. He's going to get some love from the third base coach, as he should.
Number 2, a young Brooks Robinson. Tanner Rempel from the BC Orange team snags this liner at third. He stands up and gets a double play at first base. Let's take a look at that one again, shall we? Look at that young man stretch. That runner doesn't even know what just happened, as you can see him running to third. Rempel is fired up, and rightfully so.
Number 1, second deck dinger. Prairie Purple's Troy Bladd absolutely unloads on this pitch, sending it off to the second deck of the Rogers Center. That second deck dinger rightfully deserves a top spot on our top 10.
And Trev, way to play the hero. Just sacrificing the body, taking one for the team, and saving that camera for us.
Well, who says a sports show has to be all about the athletes?
Right?
I think that's all for us tonight. I'm Trevor Lowden. That's Ashleigh Lamontagne. Have a good night, folks.
Good night.